So yeah, these talking points, they don't they don't make any sense since it's coming from a person who takes it from law enforcement, and law enforcement can't say it themselves because the person who could have said something bad was law enforcement's own BFF. Um, yeah, and it would only be like someone saying something bad around me when I was a child and saying and not doing two separate things, very different. Okay, I'm sorry. The Neil deGrasse Tyson comes back. I watch a lot of his videos. Sorry, but that is true, and there's a big difference between the two. And someone like Jeanette is being given these things, talking points that have nothing to do with him, and the reason is due to extreme envy of things that I have nothing to do with. These girls I don't know. And on May 25th, I told you the Instacart lady, she couldn't make eye contact with me, is how seriously they take these rejection by these girls. I didn't know these things were so incredibly important. I've never had any friends in life, barely had any. And if I did, it was only like situational friends, like people that I had to know for school or work. This lady thing, I did not know people took it so seriously. Well, anyways, May 25th, they weren't able to make eye contact with me. And I know for a fact, like the Instacart lady wasn't able to make eye contact with me. And the reason was Jeanette was getting rejected by these girls. And after June 3rd, they broke the front under part of my front part of my car. And I put that in Gmail. They only did that to get revenge for something I have absolutely nothing to do with. So that kind of explains to you exactly how seriously they take these rejections by Jeanette, getting rejected by these girls that I have absolutely nothing to do with. And so, yeah, so you have to understand the fact that these talking points don't make any sense because it would be someone that would be the only thing that they have left now that they can't make false testimony anymore. November 20th, 2025 is caught. 10-year-old child testifying 25 years later in mid-January 2026 is caught. And then you have a bunch of lies that my dad was saying caught because they had already confessed to the government informant, and then mid-March 2026 government informant sees that they've realized that they've already confessed these lies to the government informant, the new ones that they were using, due to which the government informant's testimony came out mid-March 2026. And then you had more lies from my dad pushed very aggressively in court, like, no, I'm telling the truth. Like, my wife better not get this brain savant money is what he should have said, since he used every woman around him to try to get me to commit incest with them, all of his sisters. He just didn't use one, and thankfully he didn't use that one because that would have been disgusting. But he used the other two, and they were still old farts. 300-pound and this and that. Used one on March 7th 3 times with a porn star's picture with his sister's name on it, and then he used the other one like on March 10th every single day afterwards. Also 300 pounds, old fart. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to tell the truth over here. And then yes, he asked me to fulfill his sexual perversions on March 12th by sleeping with his old ugly wife. Like, you don't want to know how ugly this lady is with this big beaver teeth. And I was just like, you want me to give you illegal assurances of money for this? Well, anyways, the thing is, he tried everything, is what I'm trying to say, for the money that he now had to make up more lies very aggressively to make sure that my mother could not get the brain savant money. The reason was he tried everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Like, the guy, some people sell their sofa at home to get money. This guy was taking out things out of the trash and going, you want to give me some millions of dollars for this? And the other guy's like, no, thank you. Like, you saw a picture of his wife, you would know what I'm talking about. March 12th, when law enforcement asked me for this, I was just like, you had to try to sell everything from your house, huh? It's just like, you leave the trash can, man. No one's gonna buy that. Anyways, I had these jokes made up. I thought of it from before for the woman who used to add acid to my clothes. But if you saw a picture of her with her big beaver teeth, you would know that my jokes are actually real and they're not just jokes. But anyways, after these greedy tactics to try to get me to give him illegal assurances of money were all rejected. And I was just thinking, like, you could have just not done November 20th and not done these lies and just come to me when my brain savant was. Anyways, after these greedy tactics try to get me to give him illegal assurances of money, like I understand the fact that you don't think you deserve any money, but these tactics are just insane. Anyways, he tries more lies afterward, even after trying those greedy tactics. And yeah, those lies get caught too because he gets really aggressive. He's a very aggressive individual. Like when I went to go visit him in 2011, someone parks his car in front of him at the mosque. He's like, "Oh, how dare you!" Like that sort of thing. Like the guy is a maniac when it comes to aggression, and it's just like thankfully I was raised by my mother. Because I would not be laughing like this right now with jokes. If I was raised by him, I would be like a totally different species. But anyways, you could ask people around. Like he would like if someone would text him like Happy New Year or something, he would call that person back, yell the crap out of them, and be like, "Don't ever send me something for a Christian holiday ever again," like that sort of thing. That kind of hatred that he has, like aggression, hatred, you name it. Well, anyways, yeah, he did it very aggressively. Pushed these lies forward very aggressively. He would just like, Hassan didn't want to buy my trash can. No, sir, I do not. You try to sell your sofa, not your trash can. All right. Talk about selling. Anyways, he didn't have a sofa, as in not anything. Don't worry about this joke. I made it pretty fast. Anyways, so yeah, he made more lies, and these new lies he pushed forward very aggressively, and then these lies get caught too because courts are forced to retrieve all the phone conversations only to find out that these lies are lies as well. So now you have no more fabricated false testimonies. November 20th, kid caught, and 25 years later, apparently when we were 10 years old, I said something anti-government to him. Lies, and those lies get caught with government informant early March, right when they're trying to get me to marry their daughter, both the sisters. Then when he sees that his lies are getting caught, he tries to get me to commit incest with his sisters, two of them, and then also his ugly old wife on March 12th. Yeah. You should be paying me for this dumb joke. Like, I did not like this joke, by the way. Really weird. Anyways, and then more lies made after that were forced very aggressively by this man, my dad, the greedy framer, saying that basically he should have said, my wife's going to get all the brain savant money and I'm not going to get any, so you guys better accept my aggressive behavior in court. And he made these new set of lies very aggressively, and the courts were then forced to retrieve the phone conversations only to find out that everything that he was saying was a lie again. And so no more false testimonies can be made. So law enforcement gives Junaid talking points, but these talking points, you got to remember, are there, and they're just going to be like, someone said something bad around me as a child, and Junaid's just going to repeat that, even though he knows nothing about it, and he knows the fact that law enforcement can't say it themselves because there would be anyone who could have said anything bad around me would you never be my mother, and my mother would never be around, because if she did hear something like that around me as a child, you bet that thing with Uncle Joey would have happened a lot sooner. But yeah, so that makes no sense, since my mother, as soon as she did find out that these people like she did find out like there are a lot of perverts in the family looking for women online and this and that, she removed me, and I never saw them ever again, despite law enforcement trying very hard to try to get me to go near them, and never happened ever again. But yeah, these talking points are being given to someone like Junaid, who has nothing to do with these, and he has a very invalid motive where he was not only threatening to break my car, but law enforcement thinks that I am the reason for his rejections by these girls. Because even after copying me and telling people he's autistic, lacking social skills, wears a blue sweater just like me. Well, I think he might have changed the color. Wears glasses, they'll only wear it while watching TV or when I'm driving. All these things, like girls still don't like him. And the truth be told, girls actually don't like me. I don't even know these girls, but law enforcement thinks that because these girls were coming after me after they told them about me, that I have something to do with them. Anyways, on May 25th, people were not able to make eye contact with me. because Junaid was getting rejected, and apparently this was my fault. And after June started, they broke my car. Finally, they did it because they couldn't stand it anymore. They broke the underneath the front part of my car. So yeah, these people have invalid motives, and the things that they're talking about makes no sense since law enforcement can't say these things themselves. And yeah, and even if someone did say anything bad around me as a child, it would only be saying and not doing, like what my dad, the greedy framer, was doing in 2011 and not saying. And so it would never occur around me ever again after I was no longer a child. So yeah, there you have it. Invalid motive, and doing it for all the bad reasons, and perverted rejections and things that I have nothing to do with. And I'm sure law enforcement probably provided one of their own girls because he was getting rejected by them. Those girls that I have nothing to do with. But those were invalid reasons for trying to do this. And yeah, it makes no sense for him to be saying these things since law enforcement should say it, and then they should be questioning what they're saying. If anyone did say anything bad around me, why has law enforcement been running sex games, money fraud with these individuals for decades and decades now? It makes no sense doing so. So yeah, there you have it.